So it's September 19, 2010. Looking at a chart of the Euro US dollar here, and it's just after 10 p.m. So this is a daily chart. As you can see, we have a couple trend lines on here. We have this one, which is guiding price up, and then this one, which we were following quite closely last week, and we actually managed to break above it, as you can see here. So a couple of things that show up here on Thursday. We had a nice clean break and a close above, and then on Friday a nice continuation. We had a higher high and a higher low, but before the end of the week the sellers managed to push price right back down into the range of the previous candle. So this by itself is a pretty bearish sign. It shows there's a lack of commitment on the buyers, but it's important to look at this in the in a larger time frame, get an idea of what's going on a bigger picture. So this is a weekly chart of the Euro US dollar, and as you can see, we had a few weeks actually of consolidation here before we finally had a nice big pop right through a consolidation and a clean close. So what you can see here is very little wick on the bottom side, showing there's a very good amount of buying pressure coming in right from the start of the week, and then close outside the consolidation, showing essentially a breakout. So keeping the weekly time frame in mind, I think it'd be very foolish to try and take a short and look for a sell-off here, but there's no reason it can't happen. As you can see here, there's been quite a few times where we have a nice break up, clearing the highs, and then prices manages to break right back down. So, but I think the odds are definitely in favor of continuation to the upside this week. So going back to a daily, we do have this reversal candle, but as you grind down to lower time frames, it could be just a retest of this support. But looking at it, I do think we'll see some sort of a pullback here, perhaps into this level, which we'll go over in a second here. So this is a 4-hour chart now. As you can see, price kind of came into these resistance levels right here, pushed down before it finally broke up and came into this resistance, popped through, and then of course sellers push it right back down into support. Right, what's once resistance becomes support when it's broken. So we have the trend line coming through, also this horizontal line. Looks like they're buying off that right now. So on the hourly, what we can do is we can drop in a couple of trend lines here. This one is probably the best one, kind of gives an idea of what's going on. So we have higher highs and higher swing lows through here. This by itself I would not consider a lower swing low just yet, but if price does manage to roll over and break this point and close below it on an hourly time frame, I would consider that a lower swing low. And at that point I would be looking for a correction, possibly down here. So I'm looking for that level in particular, because you can see here we had a test here and a test here, kind of showing that it is quite a strong resistance level. And as you can see, when price did break this level, it never really had a chance to come back and retest it. So I would anticipate that if it does manage to come down here, we'll see some buying pressure. But again, I'm looking for an hourly or 4-hour reversal, reversal to set up, and then at that point I'll be watching price, so that it proves to me that there's really some buying pressure there, and not just a stop and another push down. So anyways, that's pretty much what I'm watching on the euro. In terms of upside movement, because we're seeing a very bullish weekly candle, it could very well go through, but I'll just sit on my hands. I don't want to chase this thing at all. But in terms of resistance levels, maybe there's a lot of Fibonacci traders out there might be watching halfway back on here, or a retrace and a retest of this trend line, and also this level right here, this swing point should be interesting. But if we do manage to break this swing high right here, that'll be a violation of the actual reversal candle itself on the daily, and so a lot of stops will get hit and new buyers will come in, and that should be enough to fuel another push higher. So I'm also watching some other dollar pairs, at least, to try and get an idea of, is my analysis right, or am I just is it a fluke that the euro is performing this way, everything else is pointing to the downside. But it looks like that there's some confluence here. We can see many weeks down in a row. We can see longer wicks on the downside, indicating somebody's buying this up before a good push through and a nice close above. And the same goes for the yen pairs. You can see pound yen and euro yen, very nice bullish candles. The only thing that's a little bit interesting here is that usually what you see is inverse correlation between the euro US dollar and the dollar CAD. As you can see, the CAD right here put in a nice little reversal bar to the upside. So it'll be interesting to see which one actually kind of kicks in, which one sort of breaks down. My guess is that because we're seeing this theme across the board, on all these euro and yen pairs and crosses, there's a good chance that this will actually fail and break down, but that's just a guess, and we'll have to see what happens. So that's pretty much it for now, and I'll some updates throughout the week, and let's try and make the best of it. But thanks for your time. You're watching mugtrading.tk.